All right, so Extremity, thank you for being with us today and for agreeing to be a spotlight.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about where the name Extremity comes from.
Yeah. So for me, Extremity, it just kind of came to me in my teenage years. To me, it means an important part of the whole of the collective, not necessarily the most important part, but just, something vital that is a part of the entire system. So that's kind of what I aspire to be in my artistry and in my music, to remember my importance but not let it overshadow anyone else's.
All right, I'm glad you said that because we're going to get into some of your aspirations today.
Your first question. What is your aspiration in life?
So before we get into the questions and your music, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how did you get to this point in your journey?
Yeah, so originally I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, born, but I was raised in South Carolina. I lived in South Carolina for the majority of my life. I lived in Orlando, Florida for a little bit as well after high school, but musically, I just have always written songs. I would write for my cousin, write for other people throughout high school, but I never took it that step further. I always knew how I wanted the songs to sound. I always knew how to kind of like crack the code and how to get it written, but I never would take it a step further. So in 2023 is when I really first took those steps to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's no surprise that I'm a fan of your music. So I'm excited today for all of us to get to know a bit more about you and a bit more about your music. So what I like to do today is that we will start with the first song that you officially released.
Yeah.
Then we go chronologically, kind of using your music
Sure.
as a way to tell your journey. So how about you tell us what your first song was?
Yes.
When you released it.
Yes. So my first ever official release is called Love Lessons. It came
Gotta
out.
let you go like the breeze, baby. You can mean what you used to mean to me. Like the sun and the moon and the trees. Nature will run its course, I'm just letting it
Love
be.
Lessons. It came out, I would say, in 2022, 2023.
Okay.
I recorded the first version of it, and there's a whole backstory behind it. We won't really get into the messiness of it.
Okay.
I recorded the song and I left it alone for a long time.
Sure.
I didn't go back to get it finished. I didn't go back and add anything. I just recorded it and left it.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what? I do have something to say that I'm an artist. I make music, and I have something. So let me put it out, see what the people's reaction is, and push from there. But yeah.
Okay. So what would you say is one of the greatest lessons about love that you have been learning, and how's that like been showing up in your music and your life?
I think I'm someone who it takes a really long time to break patterns, break sort of their mental view and perspective of the world. So when it comes to that subject, I would kind of get really hung up on getting what I desired, right? And when I wouldn't get that desired outcome, I would not crash out, but I would just kind of let things fall apart.
Okay.
So what I've learned is to really just prioritize myself when it comes to that, and then move from that space, as opposed to looking for, outward things to kind of please myself.
Amen. We support prioritizing ourselves. Okay.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's necessary. All right. So Love Lessons was your first song.
Yes.
After that, you wanted to release more music to remain consistent.
So yeah.
Okay.
After that, I let a lot of time pass. Maybe almost 2 years passed before I really got back into it, because I was going through more love lessons, if you will.
Sure.
I had to really kind of let that story play out in my life,
Yeah.
and resolve itself to kind of really take that chance on myself to prioritize myself. I got to the point where I really didn't feel like I had anything that was my own.
Okay.
And I knew what I had inside of me. I knew I had all of these creative gifts and all of these ideas, but I didn't bet on myself like once. So I just really said, all right, fuck everything else. I'm really going to just focus. I'm going to put out one song a month and see where it goes. So that's where Sugar came.
Sugar in my grits, I'm on the sweet side. But don't step to me if you are not my size. Cut you at the knees before you speak, I cut you at the knees so we see eye to eye. Commonality is what you seek, I'm looking in your eyes but I can't see inside. Calling it exactly how I see, I'm calling out to you, somebody hit the light.
Sugar was my next release after Love Lessons.
All right. So, y'all, I have to tell you, Sugar by Extremity is one of my favorite songs. It is so far on like my 2025 top played music playlist. Tell us a little bit about Sugar.
Yeah.
But I also want to know, talking about Sugar, what is one of the sweetest compliments someone has ever given you about your music?
Let's do that one first.
Okay.
I submit my music to streams a lot to get reactions and like sort of competitions as well online. And I submitted a song recently, and people were saying that this is the type of music that we need right now. This is music that needs to be heard right now. And I don't ever aim to do that. I look at music right now in my process is I will hear the music and I will try to feed it the lyrics that the beat needs. I'll try to match it and like it's like a puzzle.
Match the energy.
Exactly. Like, what is this song trying to say? Like, if anybody were to do it, what is this beat trying to pull out of?
I get that. Yeah.
So that's how I approached it. But yeah, to hear that, to get that compliment, I'll always remember that. I don't even know who gave it to me, but I'll always remember someone saying that. Anybody could say it. It's amazing.
Nice.
And then what's the first part?
How do we get Sugar?
How do we get Sugar?
Yeah,
Okay. So I was writing some new songs after a breakup. Just really trying to focus in on what I wanted to say, and everything was coming out sad. It was just really good music, but sad music, and that's great. I love sad music, but I didn't want to reapproach music and my identity in music that way to start off. So I was listening to some beats from some producers, and I heard this Vince Staples type beat. I was like, oh, I fuck with him. Shit.
Okay.
Vince Staples, okay? So I fuck with him. So the beat came on, and I was just like, oh, bitch. The first lyric, Sugar in my grits, up on the sweet side. I was like, oh, this is gonna be something. So it just, for me, when the lyrics start coming, they just like, I think maybe Sugar was written in 30-40 minutes, possibly. And that lyric, Sugar in my grits, people cringe because a lot of people don't fuck with that. I get it, whatever. I was raised differently. My grandma, she always made grits with sugar in them, and she's the hardest motherfucker living or dead. So that's all I got to say.
Okay, just a bit of controversy there. So
Yeah.
and you're controversial in your music sometimes. We'll get to that, but tell us about what your third release was.
So my third release, so Sugar came out in November of 2024.
Okay.
My first release after that was the first of the year 2025.
Yeah.
That song is called Divide. Divide is probably, I would say, my most ambitious vocal track.
Yeah, okay.
It's a lot going on. I feel like I wanted it to sound a little scattered. I wanted it to sound divided because different pieces of me were trying to say something in that song.
Okay.
That song is really about feeling like different pieces of yourself and not really understanding how to put things together.
Yeah.
You hear it and you might automatically assume, oh, this is about a relationship. I'm really speaking to myself.
Yeah, I was on Spotify the other day and I saw that Divide is one of your most streamed songs on there. So people are really related to it.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm always interested in when it comes to music artists is there a divide between themselves as a person and their artistic self. So I want to find out from you, do you feel like there's a divide between who you are as an artist and your personal self?
Yeah.
Or are you the same? How do you approach that?
I mean, I would say yes and no. I feel like we are all subject to change every day, every minute of every day. Like, but
What did you talk about?
when I take that to music, I like all kinds of music. I was raised to listen to all different kinds of music, so in my head, I hear myself doing all kinds of music,
yeah.
and I want to do it, respectfully and correctly, but it feels natural to me.
Okay.
So when it comes to persona and like sort of like a split there's no real split. I just really strive to represent each aspect of me. So maybe I'm focusing more on an aggressive nature, maybe I'm focusing on love, maybe I'm focusing on this or that. That's just a part of the picture. So I wouldn't really say there's a split, but sometimes there's more of a highlight on certain parts.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think music is a great way to express that, because your personality is just like not just one thing. You have multiple parts to yourself.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. Okay. So what came next?
So after Divide was The Optimist, I believe.
The Optimist. Okay.
I got seasonal depression. When the sun's out, it starts messing with my head. Why you gotta mess it up? Why you gotta mess it up?
So for The Optimist, the producer for that beat is Yogic. Yogic made beautiful, beautiful music. I believe Yogic just won a Grammy with a Doechii beat.
Come on,
for
Yogic.
Doechii's last project, I believe.
Okay.
But Yogic is a really well-known producer, and when I heard that beat, I said, this has to be correct. This has to be right. I want the energy. The lyrics, I'm never worried about the lyrics because I know I can get that right. But the actual vocal and the actual layering and production of that, I was just, this has to be right. Personally, I listened to that song and I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got it to where I wanted it to be, and I'm gonna admit that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because this is my real first year consistently doing this.
Yeah,
so
true.
there's mistakes that happen. There are things that I hear on tracks that are just like that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I really love everything that I put into that song. Lyrically, it really kind of exposed the things that I feel like I go through in my life. The first lyric is, I have seasonal depression. I haven't been diagnosed with that, but the summer months are hard for a boy. The summer months are hard for me.
Sad boy summer.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. It just has been something that I've dealt with. But that song is how I kind of confronted it and dealt with it and told myself that I can be optimistic. If you call yourself, I'm calling myself the optimist. Like, I gotta really kind of lock down on that. So,
well, I will say, and get into know you and spend time with you, I do feel like you're optimistic.
Wow.
Hello. Let's celebrate that.
Wow.
Yeah, I do. I mean, like you have some times where you're jaded.
Yeah.
As do I.
Yes.
We connect on that. But I do feel like you're optimistic, and you laugh, you bring up a room. So how do you stay optimistic, or at least try to be optimistic when you don't feel like it, or like you fake it until you make it sometimes?
Life is hard. And I find myself in zones. I told you it's hard for me to break sort of a habit or sort of a mental constraint that I put myself in or find myself in. So I find myself during times really feeling like I don't want any parts of this shit. But at the same time, the joy keeps coming. The days keep coming, and with each day is a new opportunity. You hear that all the time, but it really is true. You never know what you're gonna get out of the next day, out of the next moment. Like, I met you all, this year, and that's been a great highlight of my year. And so it's the little things that propel you. I say little, that's a big thing. But yeah, you just have to kind of be open. As open you are to have bad things happen to you, you have to be just as open to have good things happen to you. So
that's true. The circle of life. I'm not about to break out into songs. That's your thing. Right? So you have The Optimist. What was your next creative project? Your next song that you released after that?
So after that was Left Right.
Focusing for a second with me, always heard that two heads are better than one. Wonder what is left, and I'm wanting your perspective. Tell me what you see in this life come undone.
Left Right is a song that I wrote. I want to say it came out in April of this year. I wrote it a little bit before I released it.
Okay.
It is about decisions and feeling like you don't know which way to go, but also it's about movement. It's about not getting caught in the moment of not understanding what to do. It's about moving through it. So, yeah, throughout the song, you hear Left Right chanted over and over and over again, and that is just to inspire movement and to keep moving.
Okay. So how do you deal with that? Like, if you need to make a decision, whether it's a crucial decision, maybe a decision as it relates to your music or your life, and you're like, I don't know which way to go, but I need to make a decision. How do you kind of work through that?
That's a really good question because I've been dealing with that a lot this year. A month is not a lot of time to give yourself to put out a song. So I've really had to deal with that indecision and just kind of get through it. How I do it is I just kind of really reassess like how I'm feeling. Like, am I proud of what I'm doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And then I'll speak with my friends. I'll ask you guys questions all the time about what do you think I should do? How does this look? You know what I mean? You have to be open to showing the people that you trust what's going on with you and respecting what they say. So yeah,
that's true. And then I also feel like just depending on what it is, sometimes there's like no bad decision, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if the decision is like, ooh, should I put out this song or should I put out this song? There's no bad decision. It's just like, you're putting out a song.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think like for certain things, like when it comes to indecision, I'm just like, hey, it's more about the fact that you're doing something rather than what it is that was chosen.
Yeah.
Even though that does matter sometimes. But okay, so after Left Right, where do we go?
So we had Sugar, which was a heavy rap R&B track. After that, I would say Divide is kind of like an all pop vibe.
Okay.
As well as Left Right. The Optimist is maybe like an all sort of R&B soul type thing. I wanted to rap. I needed to rap. So after that was Duck Season.
Okay.
Who's that creeping around my treasure pack? Soon as you in my sights, I'm gonna take a shot. Let's make it real clear, I would never spin the block. Cause if I leave, I'm always leaving with a lie. And when I leave your ass, I won't be missing nothing. I'll be sure to check my pockets, you old thieving fucker. I let you infiltrate the set and then you cause the ruckus. Running around like a fucking headless chicken cutlet. I dropped knowledge and you surely picked it up. Okay, mixed it with some dollars, I made sure to fill your cup. I was working 8 to 5 while your ass was laid up, sitting plotting on a nigga, listen up, the jig is up.
Duck Season is a diss. Not really important about who the diss is for and really what led up to the diss. I just had to get my shit off. And when that happens to me, it happens in the funniest of ways. I listen to that song and I laugh every time.
Yeah.
Because it's so much fun. I feel like I packed so many fun lyrics into that song. There's a lot of imagery. There's this sort of like creeping, almost like essence there. I put a lot to that song while it is just a diss.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay, so like Duck Season is one of my favorite songs as well.
Okay.
And it's a song where obviously you're talking your shit, you know, and I appreciate it. But I want to know, like, when it comes to those type of songs, right? Do you write the lyrics as you're feeling the emotion and you kind of like, I'm upset, I'm writing this?
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling fat bitch. Why you jump the motherfucking gift with your trifling, dirty, white, racist, big, fat bitch?
Writing this, or do you like process it, take your time to like go through it, and then you write afterwards about the reflection in the story?
Sometimes it just depends. For Duck Season, it was the latter. It was maybe a year or so after this relationship, and I finally got to the point where I was processing, like, wow, I really got dogged the fuck out. Like, I was really looking crazy out here for no reason.
Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up! Stand up!
So I, just had to kind of put in terms of how, if I were reacting in the moment, what would I have said? How would I have shown up for myself? You know what I mean? That's what duck season is. Yeah.
Okay. So after duck season, what season is it? Where do we go after?
So
that?
duck season was April, and like I said, I've been trying to do one song a month. But April, is a celebration month, especially toward the end of April.
Yeah.
It is a very sacred and beloved holiday amongst me and my people.
Yeah, I was.
Called 420.
What's that? Yeah.
So I had to get my shit off to a kitchen, not a beat. 420 style, and that's where Father Stretch These Grams came from.
Stretch these grams, I'm about to run out of green. In my area, you can pick it up from the grocery. I like to stay just lightly lifted, nothing crazy you see. So when you see me bumping through, you know I'm buzzed. Life won't keep me down, I'm up off the battleground. I grew some wings, flew around and dying, never landing.
Grams came from.
Okay.
Yes.
So how important was it for you to have a song like Father Stretchy's Crowns that spoke about 420 and getting high, and how important was that for you to have that represented in your catalog, or to have one for the smokers?
I don't know if it was super important to me when I was looking at my full catalog of music, but it just came because it is.
Yeah, true.
I wrote that song when one of my studio sessions actually got canceled, and I was pissed. I said, you know what, I'm writing a diss. That's what it is. I'm writing a diss. I'm getting in there. I'm finding a hard ass rap beat. I was like, ooh, let me catch on a beat. Let me hear what this sounds like. Ooh, wait, the lyrics are coming. And I was literally hitting my plug up because I had run out of weed. I was waiting for her to reply. No response, no reply. So I had a few things going on that day. So I was praying for some relief. And that's where Father Stretch These Grams came from. I love that song. I love the lyrics.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs as well. At this point, I'd be saying that about all of Extremiti songs, because they're great. But for this one, I love your use of things in the background, like background vocals and things like that. Ooh. But it's like kind of like effects of it kind of opens with maybe some. It's kind of similar to what's happening out here right now, like kids in the playground.
Yeah, it
like
sounds
that.
like some sort of party or something going on.
And stuff like that. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Yes. So after Father Stretch These Grams, then where do we go?
Our next release was Violet, Beauregard.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet!
Deep breath in. Take it in. Quick breath out. I ain't never got a mug shot, but your head is in my sight, so I got to talk it loud. You can play this out in gym pop, get it busting out the cells, kinda like a blood clot. I want it now, like I'm about to blow up, like I'm putting on pounds, and I do not care how this the anti-Ozempic. Tried on the OGs and don't none of this shit fit. I'm busting like I'm popping buttons. I'm bigger, I'm better. How could you not love it? How could you not put all my shit on repeat and make sure to share it with your friends? I ain't never had to get a mugshot.
Violet Beauregard is the character from Willy Wonka who was the little greedy rich girl who took up all the space in the room, literally and figuratively. She took the gum, ate it, and blew the fuck up. And so I wanted to take that character and that essence and put it into a rap track about taking up space and kind of showing up for myself and being this overly boisterous, bigger than life character. So that's what Violet Beauregard is for me. It is just literally all about blowing up in a sense.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you talked about that inspiration, because I wanted to ask you, because Violet is a very over the top character.
Yeah.
When do you feel like you're most over the top?
When it comes to artistry, when I'm doing songs like Violet, when I'm doing songs like TTBU, which we'll get to. It just and sometimes when I'm just writing, I'm just oh. You remember the meme of Alyssa Edwards writing her lyrics for
Oh,
the
yeah, like,
Drag Race sound, just like, y'all don't.
Oh.
I keep hearing, oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I can't.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it. I'm gonna have to rewrite it.
Like, it's very much that
Yeah.
for me. So,
Okay.
you gotta be your biggest fan.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta toot your own horn.
100%.
Because if you don't toot your own horn, who else gonna toot it for you?
Yeah.
Amen. Okay. Yeah, so after Violet.
So after Violet, we get to Shake.
Shake a nigga off, shake a hater off, turn it to a dance off, do it till the sun fall, get your motherfucking ass up, that's your dance, then don't give them a chance. Just shake a nigga off, shake a hater off, turn it to a dance off, do it till the sun fall.
Shake.
Shake came out in June.
Okay.
Shake is one of my favorite songs. I wrote the first version of Shake in 2023 or 2022. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
The beat came out. It was a 2000s type kind of stutter stop Pharrell kind of jam, and I loved it. And then the beat got sold exclusively. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, we will shake another day, or maybe never. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then this year, as I was putting out music, looking through beats, seeing what I can use, what I can't use, and I've been repurposing a lot of things. Some things, like, I've had that same issue. Something has been sold and I haven't been able to use it, so I've been able to repurpose a lot of the lyrics as well. And Shake is one that I found, and this is a Jack Harlow type beat. I don't necessarily even hear that when I listen to the beat.
Me either, yeah.
But that's what it was posted as.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, you know what? I have a song that fits this entirely. Maybe I have to get rid of a verse or two, which I didn't. I got rid of my intro, rewrote some things. A little tea.
Okay.
Shake was written after I saw an ex lying about me online about how I got into a car accident, which was true. I was in a car accident, but they were lying about how badly I was hurt.
Okay.
So, and maybe that was just to make them feel better, sure, whatever, but I'm fine. I can walk, I can dance, I can shake.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, Shake was just a reaction to that in the moment.
Okay.
Of like, bitch, I don't know what this is. I don't even know why I went looking for this.
Yeah.
I found it pissed me off, but we got Shake out of it.
Yeah.
So the lyric is shake a nigga off.
Okay. So, all right. So when it comes to Shake, there are two ways I want to go with this. So I'm going to try to combine them. So I do want to know, like, for example, I feel like that was an instance in your life where you had to shake something off.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I'd like to know, like, were there any things you feel like you had to kind of shake or shake off in order to get to this point in your musical journey? Like, whether it's like your personal doubts or maybe like some setbacks you experienced. But I also want to know, how do you plan to like shake it up, as far as like shake up the industry, shake up your listeners with what you're doing with like your music and stuff like that? Maybe you can tie them into the other. Would you have to shake off help you approach how you about to shake up what you're bringing, you know?
I think any time that I'm faced with opposition, I feel like it doesn't necessarily happen that much to me. I keep to myself.
Yeah.
But anytime that happens, I find it in me to rise to the occasion and rise to the challenge. So for Shake, I just really felt like this is all the energy that I'm going to give to that situation. And I'm going to make gold out of it. I'm going to spin gold out of this bullshit, because this is literal bullshit. And I'm going to make it work for me. And that's what I find myself doing with music a lot.
Yeah.
I want to remind people that you can do that with music. Music should be an enjoyable, entertaining experience, but it should also be a tool. I use it as a tool to get myself out, to get certain things that I'm happening inside out, and I'm better off for it, I think.
Yeah.
As far as shaking up the industry, I just feel like being me is the best way to do that. I have to continue to find out who it is I am, who it is Extremiti is.
Yeah.
But making sure to remember that I can find myself in any place, whether that is sonically, whether that is, just whatever. Like, there's no limit to what can be done.
Yeah. I mean, it's an ongoing process, discovering yourself, learning yourself, and then creativity too. Like, it's just like, just keep creating and find yourself in different areas of your life and progression. So, I think I'm excited for it. Okay. So, where do we go after Shake?
So after Shake, Shake was initially supposed to be released in July. I released it in June just because I was like, this is ready. The people need it.
Okay.
So after that, I was left with like, I don't know what to do for July. July is my birthday. I told you I have a lot of issues with just depression and how I'm feeling in the summer months around that time. So I needed a little bit of an aggressive track. I wanted to keep it rap. So TTBU, which stands for Tear This Bitch Up, came next.
I'm a pessimistic, optimistic, do not make no fucking sense. I came up on this beat to blow out steam and got the poppin' niggas. They said I went pop on niggas. Yes, I did go pop on niggas. Pepper in my step, I'm about to do the fire walk on niggas. Heard them call me flaming, so I left them in a blaze. Them is 4th degree burns, boy, gone and cremated. In my heart, I am a pacifist, and I respect all nature, so I'm sending you back to it, dust to dust, player. Tear this bitch up. Tear this bitch up. Keep testing me and I tear this bitch up.
I was listening to a lot of 21 Savage at the time. Listening to a lot of Xavier Wolf. Y'all know that's one of my favorite rappers. So yeah, we got TTBU from that.
Okay, TTBU. Tear this bitch up, y'all. So my question for TTBU is, what is one of your top pet peeves?
You know, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
I don't really have pet peeves per se, but I don't like when people are obnoxious or inconsiderate. And if I'm noticing that, then it's gotta be a problem. So just like, I'm a middle child as well. So, I know where to
like those people who are rude to like wait staff in restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah. No need for that.
This spotlight isn't about me, but my pet peeve is when people sneeze in their hands and don't wash it.
Girl.
Okay? Or sneeze without use your elbows, please. It's my PSA.
Please, because the plague is going around. We don't have time
at all. Okay. All right. So after that, what after TTBU?
Yeah. One more thing I want to say about TTBU. Yeah. I feel like that song is kind of a response to Optimist. The opening lyric is, I'm a pessimistic optimist.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense because it doesn't make sense. There's things that I feel that don't make sense. I can be living the best life. I can have everything I need, but I'm waking up feeling like absolute shit. So I had to get on that beat and, just get my shit on. Mm-hmm. It does give straight male rap energy, but I feel like I'm speaking specifically about my gay experience in the lyrics as well. If you listen, you'll hear it. But yeah, so yeah.
Okay. So where do we go after TTBU?
After TTBU, I took a little bit of time because I just had some things going on in life. I was busy.
Yeah.
But I didn't forget August. August got its release. It's called Remember the Time.
Ain't a myth or a legend or a star or a god or a deacon or a reverend. Just a real ass nigga who gon' tell you how he feel to the beat, don't get to steppin'. Gonna pop my shit for the people feeling under, tired of living through oppression. Fuck supremacy, you ain't shit to me, making sure you get the message. We done it before.
Okay.
It came out the very last week, maybe one of the last days of August, I can't remember. But it is out, and it is one of my favorite tracks I've done ever.
Yeah. Okay. So Remember the Time is your newest release as of the release of this video.
Yes.
Of the recording of this video. For me, personally, in some ways I perceive Remember the Time to be like an ode to people in your life, your loved ones. But I'd like to find out from you, when you are able to like reflect on your life and your musical journey and have other people do that with you, what do you want people to remember about you and what you want to do?
I just want people to know that I approached everything that I wanted to do authentically. I want them to laugh. I want them to listen to the lyrics and really like laugh and be like, "Oh, that bitch, like what are you thinking? Who would think to do that?" Not saying I'm the first person to do certain things. It's just I feel like I'm a little twisted, and that definitely comes through in the music. And I always make sure that it does. I always make sure that that little bit of like questioning. I want you to kind of raise your eyebrow a little bit when you're listening to at least a lot of my rap tracks. But remember the time specifically. It is definitely an ode to the people in my life, to my friends and family. You, as well as a few of my other friends, paid for the studio session that I recorded that track with. We read a book together with our friends, The Prophets, that heavily inspired a lot of the thoughts that went into making that song. Because I'm talking about slavery and the past as well as the future, and spirituality and what we were taught and what we need to pick up and let go. So there's a lot, but it's also about memory and family. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the insights into all your music. I enjoy getting to know you a bit better and learning more about your music as well. Before we end this, do you have anything else you'd like to say or any final words?
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the We All We Got space. Just because sometimes it feels like as a queer individual, when you are coming up, you don't really have a lot of space. You don't have a lot of chances. A lot of people maybe don't necessarily care or aren't. You can be doing whatever you're doing. You can be doing it well. Some people just aren't tuned into what you have going on. So I appreciate the space to be visible and to say things. And to see other people, like-minded individuals as well. So thank you. And yes, give people chances. That's all.
I appreciate that. Well, I'm going to respond to that in just a second. But before I do, tell everyone where they can find your music.
Yes, my name is Devin. It's Extremiti on all streaming platforms, Extremiti on Instagram. That's where I am.
All right. Well, I also want to thank you, Devin, Extremiti, because I love your music. Obviously, I'm a fan of your music, but I'm also a fan of you. You've been a really great friend. I have to say, Devin is truly a consistent supporter of what we are doing with We All We Got. Very active in book club, our jam sessions, movie nights. And, as we continue to build out our newsletters, do Wellness Wednesday and so many more things that we have coming up, I definitely encourage all of you to continue to check out what we are doing with We All We Got. We'll include some information for you to make sure that your email is collected so you are in the loop as everything is concerned. Devin, thanks once again.
Of course.
I appreciate all of you.
All right.
At home, the people that are recording today. Appreciate everybody. We'll see y'all next time.
All right.
Have a good one.
That was
Unauthorized signal detected. Identity. Extremiti.
If you're receiving this, you slip past the programming. You're off the grid. Good. Listen closely. This isn't content. It's a wake-up call. Your soul's ambitions have been sacrificed to structures designed to bar you from your true purpose. Victims of human amnesia co-opted by a greedy and selfish elite. This next file is called I Am. A hard reboot. A power signal to the soul. A reminder. You decide. You are more than your body. You are more than the moment. You are. Now what will you become?
Transmission complete. I am streaming now.